Yeah. I don't know what camera to look at. Welcome back.
Another pour, dude.
We're the Bourbon Junkies.
Another pour. We're
another
just
pour.
a couple 1-2 pours. So
We need David to make an intro.
so many things. I didn't realize that these don't have pull tabs. Did you see that?
Nope.
Doesn't matter. Too strong.
Real quick, I'm going to say a shout out to Greg McGuire. Oddly enough, is my wife's maiden name. Doesn't think she knows you. Send us a Stonehammer single barrel from Kroger. We've been really looking for one of these.
We have. Well, I think they're only at Kroger. I think that's the only option.
Ooh.
Okay,
solid.
listen. Here's what we're going to talk about.
Do you have a topic?
I have a question. I have a question for you.
Just a single question?
Yep. And do you think that your wife listens to this?
Probably not.
There's no way. Why? Sean messages me yesterday and says, I've been cleaning the house. It's easier when the wife's out.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean?
I've been waiting a whole day to ask you this question. How is it easier to clean your home when your wife is gone?
I was cleaning the garage.
Listen, you know what's easier? When my children aren't around to clean the house.
Okay.
It would be like me saying when Mira's not in there, it's way easier. They don't impact cleaning.
Yeah.
Gabby impacts cleaning.
Yeah.
There's no way that Gabby
comes out, asks me questions.
Oh, dude.
Ask me to do
this
things.
yesterday. I was like, I'm not asking you in here because I want to ask you while we're doing something why that's an acceptable answer.
It's
not. Oh, this doc. Oh, buddy, your tripod, as some would say, your third leg, is too low. It's hanging too low.
This one?
No, the third leg, the middle leg. There's 4 legs. The fourth leg, the center.
There are three legs.
There's 4.
I'm looking at it. 1, 2, 3.
And then straight down to the center. It's actually on your cord.
Oh, this.
Yeah, dude. Dangle. Pull it. Oh, there you go. Got it. There you go. Look at that.
I was like, there's no fourth leg.
There is a fourth leg. There's not supposed to be, but there was.
It was just shoved down through.
Okay, listen.
It's just easier.
It's not easier, dude.
Because there's nothing to worry about. I'm just listening to music, cleaning.
As implying that when she's home, there's something to worry about.
Yeah.
As she's
alone. There's like knives in her house. I don't know.
There's holy shit. She's an eye doctor.
Yeah.
To make sure we didn't Gabby proof the house when we moved in. Oh, that's what I was just wondering. Thought that was interesting.
My sister-in-law was there. So
I didn't
she's
know that
watching
part.
Knox.
Yeah.
So like Knox does not sit around if I'm cleaning. And if I'm out in the garage, he's very upset. It's nice.
This is the weirdest justification. It's important to me that you understand how crazy it is that you say it's easier to clean my house if my dog and wife aren't around.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I get to be alone.
Yeah, that's different than saying it's easier to clean. You know what's better when you're alone? Doing nothing. Greatest thing of all time when you're alone.
Yeah.
Literally nothing.
Yeah.
Because that's not an option when the wife is around.
But I was being like semi-productive and alone.
So you're checking 2 boxes.
Yeah.
When Ricky's not here, you know what my favorite thing to do is?
Jerk off.
Other than that, second to that, nothing. Play a video game. Do something that requires zero responsibility.
Yeah.
If I don't want anybody to talk to me, just want maybe even headphones in alone. That's the question. Do you do headphones alone?
Yeah.
If you're not doing a loud activity.
Like indoors or out?
Yeah, but whatever you're doing, it's not mowing the lawn. It's not something that's loud. You wear headphones when you want to hear something when things are loud. You're in your garage shuffling things relatively
I had a speaker.
quietly.
So I took a speaker out there. No headphones.
Yeah.
Took a speaker out, put it in the corner, set some music on, started cleaning.
We have I moved the speakers that we bought for Pours in the Park into Virtue yesterday.
Yeah.
Those I think are going to be kind of cool to have like at Virtue.
I didn't even look at them.
They're still in the box.
Literally at the building.
They're still in the box. But I think it'll be cool to have them in that big room.
Yeah.
And then just you put one in
music.
I don't know how close they got to be to each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just Bluetooth your phone to them. It's freaking. I think that'll be awesome.
It'll be great.
When people
Cookie's
come, we do
us.
barrel picks there.
Yeah.
We can host people.
Yeah.
Play sweet music.
Whatever you want.
Whatever we want.
Yep.
Which will be more fun. We should get a soundtrack from David. And then when people we know come to pick barrels, we only play David's music.
They're just like, I thought this was Eminem, but
it's all about Dan and Sean.
Yeah,
Super
so weird.
Okay, so what we can talk about, there's a topic in whiskey. This just happened.
When?
I don't know, like a week ago.
Okay.
And I don't think you or I were aware of this even a little bit, and then it just happened. Okay.
Okay.
There was somebody on Etsy,
Etsy, all right.
which is how I know that I don't think either you nor I knew about it.
Selling empty bottles,
repackaging Weller into mini Weller bottles.
Oh yeah,
and
I've seen this.
And they got sued.
Yes.
By Sazerac.
Yes.
And they didn't win.
Sazerac didn't win?
Sazerac won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they were using because it was like we've seen the kits before. We know people that own them.
But wait, is that the person that got sued?
I'm pretty sure.
No way.
I would be willing to bet money.
We need to text the person we know that has them.
Yes. I would be willing to bet money that would be that person because they're using the actual labels.
Yeah.
And they're packaging. They're supposed to be packaging. So, okay, let's back it up a little bit. What they were doing is taking the entire basically Weller line and making little shooters of them. So they're taking like 107, Special Reserve, all WLW, all that stuff, and then taking them and shrinking them down into shooters and then packaging them as a set and then selling them off.
On Etsy.
Yes.
Which is phenomenal.
So it's supposed to be containing all those
Etsy.
things. But they were, first up, selling alcohol, basically. And then they were
literally
using Sazerac's labels because they were shrinking all the labels down and then packaging them on the bottles to make them look.
They
like
looked
that. Yeah,
if it's the same set that you were talking about, that I know what you're talking about. If it's that set, they looked awesome.
They did.
If I'm being honest, what Sazerac should do, sue, shut them down, do it themselves. 100%. Four Roses did it.
Yeah. Recently.
$125. Yeah. People are selling those dumb little sets
or 10 tables
on secondary for $200 and change.
Why?
I don't know. Because why? Because nobody cares enough, right?
Yeah.
I would love to know how many of those 10s they received money for in the distillery. They're expensive as hell.
Yeah.
They were $125 for 10s, and they were less. We figured it out. They're less than an ounce each.
Were they?
Yeah. They were like 30 mil or 50 mil.
30 mils is an ounce.
30 is an ounce?
Yes.
So maybe they were an ounce.
Okay.
So, and there were 10 of them.
They're probably 50 mils.
Half a bottle of whiskey for $125. That's insane. That's crazy markup.
And that is a good single barrel. That is definitely Barton. There's no way it's not.
I don't think there's an argument that Stonehammer's Barton. Cody got rabies. What's going on?
Why do you think?
Very sporadic.
Him walking around and itching makes him have rabies.
He's so sporadic.
Take him to the vet.
Ugh, he hates that.
Every pet hates the vet.
I know, but he's like never really. He's been in a car twice in his whole life, and they were both to go to the vet.
Okay.
But yeah, I thought it was really interesting that
him just a cat, man.
I thought it was super interesting. Somebody would just sell alcohol on Etsy and think that was going to work out.
Yeah, I mean, but if it is that guy, he's been doing it for years.
That's true.
Like a while.
Well,
ain't been getting away with it for a while.
You think it's the same person?
It's got to be. Who else is doing that?
Probably a lot of people actually. But you know where I bet most of them are selling them? Facebook groups.
Yes.
Like Etsy's a wild place to sell alcohol, dude.
So Etsy is it's public. So that seems way riskier than going to a local Facebook group and being like, hey, I got all this stuff.
Where people are already selling whiskey in.
Plus, hear me out. I mean, that seems like a lot of WLW that you're throwing out.
See, this is the thing. I don't fully. You know what?
I think you had the supply the who we know from that you were supposed to supply the whiskey.
So then this is a different one.
He was packaging them.
Okay, so this would be different then because this person was
thinking about it.
Not like a friend.
Okay,
we know people who have the friends version. I'll say is Sazerac wins lawsuit against. Oh, well, okay. They could just be using this word weird. Sazerac wins lawsuit against distributor selling counterfeit Weller bourbon from Etsy. That's the title of the.
Was it the minis or were they just buying?
No, they were minis.
Okay.
Because they were selling them in kits.
Yeah.
Which seems like.
And then distributors.
See, they put distributor in that title, and I don't distribute. It says distributors sold fake Weller bourbon. It bought on Etsy. Dude, I don't know. That's so crazy. Let me read this a little bit here.
I feel like this story is getting a little juicier now that you've unpacked a couple of the details here.
Whiskey producer Sazerac emerged triumphant in a lawsuit against Allocated Liquors LLC. Dude, they LLC'd this. You guys that's crazy.
It's smart though.
Receiving $30,000 in damages.
Yeah.
Allocated a liquor distribution company found itself in hot water after selling counterfeit whiskey that appeared to be Sazerac's expensive and highly rare WLW bourbon on its Etsy webpage. That's crazier.
That's not the guy doing
That's not
minis.
the same guy. No. Allocated even sold miniature bottle gift sets of Weller. The problem, Sazerac has never produced or sold miniature bottles of Weller branded bourbon.
So this is not the guy that we're talking about.
It's probably not.
So what was probably way more legal, what that guy was doing, was I think you were providing the whiskey. He
was repackaging
them in the cute little bottles for you.
And they looked super cool.
And then sending them back to you.
I mean, that person was offering, which I don't know that, like, I don't know how you're allowed to handle alcohol once it's being purchased and sold or whatever, but what was cool is he'd put them in a display case. That person made it pretty. Yeah. They weren't intended to be drank.
It was like a glass front case.
Yes.
So like it looked very nice, presentable. If you were giving a gift to someone, super fucking cool.
Really cool.
Yeah.
And they weren't intended to be opened and drank. They were intended to be bar pieces. They just sit in the background somewhere and people go, that's cool.
When you get one of the bar mirrors or whatever, you hang that up. This would be the same thing. You just throw that in the corner. It would look cool. You move on. So this sounds like it's an actual company. I
want to hear something interesting.
I would.
Allocated complied, removing the Weller and other Sazerac products from its website, explaining that it had purchased about 10 sets of miniature Weller bottles from an Etsy seller about a year ago and now had 3 sets left in stock, which the company said it discarded, declining to provide additional details. Now, this is what's interesting about it. The outcome, I'm reading this off whiskeyraiders.com just so they have credit for writing this article. Mm-hmm. The outcome for Sazerac was positive but not perfect. The company sought between $40,000 and $200,000 in damages. They won or received $30,000. How did the Etsy seller win at all? The fact that they could get $30,000.
Yeah.
The Etsy seller in theory should probably be in that's a felony. He's shipping.
Yeah,
and he's a distributor repurposing fake whiskey.
I would think it'd be more likely that they would be like losing their license of some sort of like distribution or whatever. Like not, just kind of the.
That's fair.
$30,000 seems like the slap on the wrist type of punishment for depending on how big this company.
No, it does. Which I think is what's so interesting is that you're telling me, dude, they've caught people selling whiskey on Facebook. Yeah, put them in jail. That's a thing that's happened.
Just in Ohio.
That's true.
Yeah.
But that is something that's happened. And that wasn't because of a distillery. That was because of the Ohio State Liquor Commission or whatever.
Okay, but Ohio is like walking through Mordor. Like no one wants to fucking be there. Yeah. There's definitely a volcano somewhere, and Gollum's walking around with the ring. So
the ring is a fake bottle of WLW from Etsy. Like, dude.
Sorry, Ohio.
Oh, and Cam can be one of the hobbits from Drums and Drams. He's tiny. He's the size of I don't know if his feet are hairy, but he's a tiny man.
You just call him a hobbit?
He's the size of a hobbit, buddy. The belt in which I own the newest one and the most up-to-date one from Matt Madness, that belt makes Cam look like a child.
You think it's like the height of Cam if you stand her on end?
I would 100%.
You hold it like a fish trophy, and then it's just the height of Cam?
This is the same problem with...
You get a second? Still recording?
With dicks. Do you know how big around? Everybody knows how long their dick is. That's a true statement. Almost everybody.
You're on a volume.
Ballpark it.
Okay, so you're on a volume standpoint.
Girth? No. These are just different measurements. Height by width by length. Everybody knows the length. Nobody knows the girth. I heard one time the girth and the length are always the same. That can't be true.
Like it's as long as it is around?
Always.
Yeah.
That's a tricky number though. 8 around is not.
But no one knows girth.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What's the girth of that cork? Nobody knows. Diameter's way easier to figure out, dude.
That's true.
Girth's a terrifying thing to figure out. Now, why I thought of this
I'm kind of wondering where you're going.
The belt doesn't look like it's tall.
Okay.
But when you unwrap it, you ungirth it. You go with a length measurement instead of a girth.
That's like any belt ever in the world that you're like, okay, if I have a 32
So does that work for the dick argument?
I don't know.
If you ungirth your dick, would it be, that's crazy. I feel like I'm a science guy now.
I feel like you're not. I feel like you're kind of stumbling onto what a volume equation is here.
I don't know what that means.
So that would be like taking into account how big it is. So if you got a dowel rod, say a 1/4 inch PVC pipe,
okay.
all right, and it's 10 inches long.
Yeah.
But
That's
if you
a long
but
one.
if you had a 2-inch dowel rod and it was only 3 inches long, that one probably has a lot more volume.
You could have
in it.
used cups. It's like when you're in your kitchen and you're like, which cup holds more?
Yeah.
One's taller, one's girthier.
Yeah.
And you never know until you pour the
It's
water
like those
in them.
TikToks where they've got the really big cup and the really
It's the
little cup.
Starbucks
and then
thing that they do,
you know,
the fake Starbucks
Yeah.
thing.
Starbucks filled all their stuff with ice. Do you know,
Dude,
you now have to pay extra if you ask for light ice?
because they're putting more liquid in it.
Yeah. Thanks, Starbucks.
I can't even be mad at Starbucks because they offer their employees like pretty good.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a good place to work.
I hear good things.
I'll pay-
positive things.
Pay money for that.
Yeah.
For giving
It'd be
people
like-
a good place to work.
I would say like the exact opposite if you work for us.
Yeah. No benefits.
No, not
We'll
at all.
try to pay you.
Yeah.
We'll do our best.
You're not getting time off. Don't ask.
But our expectations might be lower
Pretty-
than Starbucks.
I would guarantee much
Yeah.
lower.
And you do have to make us coffee every day.
Don't light anything on fire.
Sometimes that you could.
I-
We've lit a lot of stuff on fire at Virtue already.
Yeah. Controlled. No. Semi. There was a hose involved.
There was a hose around. I don't think it reaches back there.
No, it does.
It'd
It
be
definitely
like
does.
When you put your thumb on the opening to get it to spray further, that's what that would have been like. We're just sprinkling water on a giant fire.
It'd have been fine.
We didn't do this during the dry times, though.
No.
Did it,
It wasn't.
It was
There was no
basically
burn
raining when it was happening.
It was raining.
Later,
Yeah, exactly. It would have been raining during that forest fire.
we're the opposite of Canada. We put our fires out.
Thanks, Canada. I get the black lung from that. Thanks.
Holy shit. I was talking to my brother-in-law about it, and he's like, I went outside. I'm like, why, though? It
I
was
went
like
out-
legitimately bad.
I went out at the tail end of the.
But like the third day, you're saying?
Yeah,
Like the one day, it was like, why would you actively go outside and do stuff?
it was the weekend after. So like it was really bad.
Yeah,
Got better
it
and
was
then
so
got
bad.
worse again. So it was like at the tail end of the worst. Me and Aaron went golfing.
But
It rained the morning before, so it knocked some of it down. It was
dude,
great.
that one morning it rained, and I'm like, great, it's gonna be good. And then it was like 200, and it was like, what? How's the air quality ever 200? We live in the middle of nowhere in Michigan.
Canada's on fire.
Yeah, dude. And then it went to like Pennsylvania or something, got really bad too. And I was like, good,
New York
somebody
and
else
everything.
deal with it for a minute.
Okay.
We had it for too long.
And it would have been me. Okay.
We can share. We had it. No, we took our turn. I'm sharing, dude. It's not a bad thing.
Just put your forest fires out, Canada.
This Doc Swinson's exploratory cask straight bourbon whiskey finished in Brazilian Amarana cask, 112.8 proof.
Ugh.
I would buy a bottle of this. It's fantastic. It's super. Now, it's not anything like the RD1 Ambaranas.
No, thank you.
Yeah, but it's really good, though. It actually is
No,
really
thank
good.
you.
Okay, so I finally fulfilled my poor guess's punishment.
You did.
Well, I got my tattoo. I now am dying. Do you see this?
I see that.
Do you see
Looks like
that?
a little skin rash. That's great. It's right on the. You
Edge.
can literally see the outline of your tattoo.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
And it's down here.
Told Justin to clean his needles.
And it's
I paid him an extra $100 not to.
I don't. So it's not the tattoo.
No, it's on the out. It's literally out of it.
So the problem is we went. Everybody told me
Camping.
I bought a 4Runner, and
Yeah.
everybody's like, "You'll never drive that in the woods." That's what everybody said to me,
Yeah.
right? And I made that thing an Armageddon Overlander, except it needs a roof rack, and then we're moving.
It's not an Armageddon or Overlander.
Oh, dude, I forgot. This is one of the stories I wanted to tell you. I hate. That's a different. This is a. We can get into this in a minute. I'm so.
I got another
over-
one to pull out of you too.
I'm so over old people. It's crazy.
That's one of my
I'm
stories.
so over old people, dude. And this is a with all due respect. If you're a cool old person, you're cool. And there are exceptions to every rule, including all of mine. I can't do old people, with all due respect, need to go live somewhere together.
So is it the entitlement?
It's that's a partial.
I think that's my big issue. Is they really do poo poo on our generation and say we're very entitled. And then the
do whatever they
interactions
want.
I have with them,
Yeah.
they don't care. There's no common courtesy,
Yeah.
and they were like, our generation was so nice. And it was like, you're a bunch of assholes.
Maybe then though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know
Not
when you were
anymore.
nice? In the 70s. When you were high as shit all the time. So just get high again. It's almost literally legal. Like everywhere up here it's legal.
Except
Just
for
be high all the time.
Florida just took it away.
My
I'm sure they're
gosh.
real mad about that.
And I know, listen, this is not a political thing, but as a candidate, a presidential candidate,
Mhm.
DeSantis going backwards in the weed debate
Yeah.
feels like a crazy stance.
I feel like if you want to get the young vote, you're like, you know what?
You ain't
I'll
doing
make weed
that.
legal.
You'll
Also, never see more kids come out to vote.
And he also is now putting, and these are real, I'm generalizing, he's putting restrictions on like hemp product.
Really?
And it's like, hey man, we can't all believe that like all hemp is like everybody's getting high. That's not how hemp works. And it's like now there's like restrictions on hemp usage in product. And I'm like, holy shit. Anyways, but the old thing is like a way longer.
All right, let's talk about the overlander stuff first.
So
That's not an overlander.
This does include two old women. So we're driving down the highway. Me and Ricky are arguing. We're just angry at each other.
Any point in time, is there like kidnapping? Is that why there's two old ladies involved? Or like, where are we at with that?
Yeah, they live here now.
Okay.
Like forever.
That's fair. Like they're spirits because you buried them in the backyard?
Yeah, I was
Where
going
we
to say
at?
over there somewhere. No, so I'm driving down the highway. We take my car because we're going to the woods and we're going to camp. And so the 4Runner is the perfect vehicle to take into the forest. So, yes, it is. So, yes, it fucking is. So, as we're on our way, we're on the highway. Ricky and I are arguing. Don't remember about what. Oh, it's because she makes plans and doesn't tell me. And I'm like, that's crazy. You can't do that. You can't do that. That's crazy.
So what are the odds that she told you 3 times?
Okay. Kiefer was on my side, which is my brother-in-law, which is Ricky's brother. He was on my side in this one.
But he's never going to be on the side of his sister.
That's fair. But what happened was she told me on like Tuesday we're going camping Saturday, and then on Thursday she told me we're going Friday, which is when Klein's was.
Mm-hmm.
So they had made plans that I wasn't aware of, which is why I was frustrated. Now, mind you, did I forget about Klein's thing until Friday? Yeah, I did. So when she told me Thursday, did I say, oh, I have something going on? No, I did not. That's her fault somehow.
I just need 1 second to open this. I just
do it.
I just know it's going to be loud, and the camera's probably going to cut.
Too bad. So we're on our way on the highway, expressway, boom, cruise control, 75 miles an hour, chugging along. Dude, the 4Runner, 18 miles a gallon on the highway, not too shabby because she's like 14 in town right now. So it's just, dude, it's the slowest vehicle I've ever owned, ever in my entire life. My black Ford Ranger with the style sides in high school was faster.
Oh, I bet.
Like I'm almost 100.
I mean, that's a mother effing Ford Ranger.
Dude, oh my gosh, the 4Runner is gutless. So anyways, we're driving down the highway, cruise set at 75. Cadillac, white Cadillac coming up on them. Now we are on the right. We're in the far right lane. Cadillac is in the middle lane. Dumb Cadillac driver, very old woman, no blinker. Just veers into the right. I give him the horn. I, just for everybody's understanding, am not like a road rage person. Never get upset with people while driving.
I will say when we go on trips, it's much more me.
Yeah.
I get super upset.
Yeah.
I don't like people.
Sean is a road ragey person.
Yeah. I
couldn't care any less almost ever. Literally almost ever.
It's because I think I drive very defensively.
Sure.
And I'm usually the person that lets people over.
Sure.
I'll let people in. I'm very conscious of other people on the road. Mm-hmm. So when other people aren't, it drives me nuts.
Makes me mad.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm that person. I just don't get bothered by people's dumb driving.
That's fair.
Sean very much gets, like, if people cross like a solid line, Sean's like, you fucking idiot. Like, he's punching his windows. I saw him one time take his hands off the steering wheel, double fingers out the window, dick up on the windowsill, yelling at them. It was like crazy.
Well, they deserved it.
It was a cop. So anyway, so we're driving. Swear to God, Cadillac just veers over. And no blinker, no like heads up, nothing. Give them a horn just to, beep, 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 beep. Just, hey, I'm here already. So don't do that. What instead of just backing off into their lane, straight up double down, dude.
Oh, I like
Call
it.
them KFC.
Yep.
I swear to God, now I'm in the median.
Mm-hmm.
Not the median, but I'm on the shoulder.
Yep.
There is a giant dead deer on said shoulder.
Hear me out. Good thing you have an overlander rig.
You'd think so.
End all be all.
You'd think so. So if I still had the Audi, this deer would have ripped my car apart. And this is 2 days after I made fun of you for hitting a deer, right? So I'm like, I deserve this because I made fun of Sean for the deer incident.
So you couldn't hit the brakes and go around?
We're going 75. Though the deer, this happens very quickly. It wasn't like it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, I'll just get out of your way. That was never an option. It was
sub 5 second thing.
Huh? And I went, she went like this, honk. She did this. I veer because we're going to hit each other 100%.
Hit him. Overlander rig, baby.
Yeah, my kids are in the car. It's like a whole thing, right?
Yeah, but you're basically just pit maneuvering this Cadillac at this point in time.
They would have rolled and
So they get to go spinning
They
off,
would've
right?
spun.
That deer just sends them, right?
Smoked the deer. We'll say 70 because cruise isn't on anymore, obviously. I hit this deer with the right side of my vehicle at 70. I'm so physically angry at this point. And somehow I'm like, if we weren't doing this because of Ricky. So then I start to blame Ricky quietly, silently. I don't say shit out loud.
So what's happening is you're internalizing everything.
My blood pressure is 200
You're already
over
a little
800.
mad. Yeah, you're already a little mad. This happens. You are now Vesuvius. You're ready to explode.
Yeah. So you know what I do?
I'm hoping a pit maneuver happens.
because we're in the Overlander.
Yep.
We ramped a deer at 70. Mind you, dead laying on the side of the road.
Okay.
But we ramp a deer at 70. I go boom, left, over, and I just dead stare. We could have hit somebody.
Oh, you did the look and drive?
I looked at her and I'm like, what are you doing? And I look over, I'm like, it's two 80-year-old women.
Yeah.
Paying zero attention to horns. Apparently their hearing aids are both out, all four of them.
No. The Cadillac is a superior ride. She doesn't hear shit outside of that vehicle.
So Ricky goes, she's driving a Cadillac? You're telling me that doesn't have blind spot detection? It's a brand new Cadillac. This thing was beeping, honking, flashing lights. She was having a rave inside of it. We get all the way up there. I do pull the car over on an exit. I get out. I check. She's, as solid as anything's ever been built. That's hit a deer at 70. Way better than your car.
Yeah, because I hit it at like 35 and it about totaled her.
Buddy, if we were in the Audi, whole front bumper's gone.
No.
Whole side
I think
skirts
the Audi,
are gone.
You would definitely have enough time. Brakes back over behind them.
That's fair.
Brakes on that versus brakes on the
problem was
5,000-pound car.
I was truly in her blind spot. Like I wasn't next to her where she could see me. I was right behind her door, but I was passing her.
Yeah.
This is the problem. I was going faster than her.
In the right lane.
Yes.
That
not my fault.
Yeah.
She shouldn't have been in the middle lane. We had just got onto we just got on an on-ramp and we're in the right because there's traffic.
Yep.
I'm in the right. Physically, mentally, and spiritually. So anyways, we get up there and then we have a great time camping.
Well, I'm happy everyone was safe on that.
Yeah, me too.
That'd be a real bummer.
Yeah, if I had to kill two old ladies because my kids got hurt,
yeah,
that'd be terrifying for them.
Yeah.
So I would have made them that deer hypothetically. Oh. So anyways, dude, that's so dark. Damn. That's so dark. But
some dark things have been said here before.
The old people.
Yeah.
This just adds to it. We go to the movie theaters, right?
You're there?
We're at the movie.
Tell me they're there.
No, different old lady.
Oh.
Old guy, old lady at one concession. There's two concessions open. They say, hey, I can help you guys. They look directly at us, say, hey, I can help you. We'd already bought our tickets online. Just getting popcorn and candy. This woman who's with this old man, woman and old man.
In a different line?
No, together, holding hands. He's checking out. She looks at the lady who said, I can help you guys. She walks over. We're the only people in the whole lobby. It's my family and this couple. She walks over and she goes, how much is your popcorn? And mind you, and so does every human being on planet Earth knows that the prices are, it's way too much. And it's definitely in huge numbers behind the fucking concessions. She's like, a small is $7.25 and a large is $8.25. And the lady goes, are they that much different? And I'm like, are you not with him? You two were physically interacting a second ago. I swear to God, Ricky goes, did she just walk over there? And then I'm so frustrated because I'm like, that was really rude. Like, we're the only people in here. You're already at a concession. I look at Ricky and I go, apparently she's in a hurry, like loud, because I'm like, fuck you for this. This is dumb, right?
You've become me.
Yeah, well, only with old people. I'm finding out. It's old people are the problem.
What's funny is my story is the reverse.
You like old people.
No. I apparently had more patience this day. So, doing a lot of painting at Virtue. I was going to buy, when I was getting the gray, I went up to paint counter. Wow.
That was so much.
You know what? I will make a manual cut and make sure that I get that.
That was so much.
So I walk up the paint counter. There's a guy standing there. And I look around, no one there. And he's standing where you're at, the table's right there. I hit the button, to help. He's like, oh my gosh, thank you. He's like, I've been standing. He's like, my wife would make so much fun of me because I would never have seen
this.
That.
Is the old guy?
Yeah. No, he's a younger guy, probably our age, maybe a little older. He's like, my wife would make so much fun of me. I would never see that button. I'd stand here all day.
Sure.
And I was like, oh no, happy to help. And So someone comes up, helps him. He's getting like some paint, some samples and stuff. And then as he gets done, he's like, all right, I can help. Who's next? And while we were waiting, this old guy had walked up. And so I'm standing there, and this old guy just takes this gallon of paint and was just like, I need a gallon of that. And while he did this, the guy that I had helped with the button, like,
yeah, there's two of us here already.
Turns and looks at me and was like you were next.
Right.
Like, obviously, like,
right.
And even the worker, like, looked at me, looked at him, and was like, what are we doing
right,
here?
Yeah.
And I go, no problem, man.
Whatever,
go ahead.
sure.
It was like, take your time.
Sure.
And then it's like, because you have so much little time left on this earth.
You got to get that paint done. Stat, chief.
I was like, all right, man, I'm not in a hurry. I don't care.
This paint might not even dry before you're gone. You know what I mean? Like, we got to make sure we get going.
Just old people literally do not give an F.
There's a point in time in which, like, in reality, you've lived a long life. You've seen some shit.
Mm-hmm.
You're allowed to be a cool old person where you go, hey, I don't really give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
Because I've been through it.
Yeah.
And I'm good.
That's fine.
But you don't have to be that. You don't have to have that attitude that interrupts other people's lives.
But I mean, it was very clear that me and that other guy were very much waiting in line, and he just like walked up and was like, I'm good.
Yep.
I was like, all right, man.
And it was the exact same thing at the movies where the woman who's working the cash register looks at us and looks at the lady and looks at us. And I was like, slap her right now. You're allowed to. Now I'm not.
Yeah.
And no, Ricky's not. You're allowed to. You can.
The worker also could have been like, ma'am, like these people were ahead of you.
She could have. And I was kind of waiting for her to be like,
you got to handle
the problem. Okay. And this isn't the old lady's fault. And the old guy was so clueless as to what was going on. He was so confused. He looked over at her.
Where'd my wife go?
And he was like, and then the employee working with the man, he goes, does she need something else? And the guy goes, I don't know. And mind you, they're in their 70s probably.
Yeah.
And he goes, I don't know. And I'm like, can you ask her? You were just holding hand. Fucking ask her, dude.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're on your first date. You're 70.
She's like, this is the only way I can get popcorn. He
Yeah,
won't let me.
yeah. Like, then I'm sitting there and I'm like, do you guys, if you go away, I'll pay for your popcorn. But like, we've been standing here and somebody looked at us and said, I can help you. And you just wandered here's what old people need to do. At a certain age, everybody passes a test. Yes, it's just every year you have to take it once a year.
What kind of test we talking about?
I don't know. Mental, physical, driving, visual.
Okay.
The things you're supposed to do at the Secretary of State.
D&D.
Hearing, driving, but do them better. Do a better job.
Okay. Like a competency test that they'd have to take every year.
It's an age competency test.
Yep.
If you don't pass, Florida. If you pass, live wherever you want, dude. I don't care.
So we're not kicking them off the roads, but if they fail, they just go to Florida.
They all have to live and survive in Florida.
Okay.
You can drive in Florida, but here's the thing. All the old people can do this together.
Yeah.
As long as Florida's the
doing that.
whole place for old people, everybody up here doesn't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about you driving your car into mine because you've passed your tests. You know what I mean? Or I have whole nother pitch. Elon Musk gives every old person a self-driving Tesla as soon as they're ready.
I like that.
Yeah. And then I don't have to worry about it anymore either.
I've got another fun hot take. It's about cars.
Okay, hold on. I have one more old person story.
Oh,
and
wow.
You're gonna love this
You've got more.
Buddy, I had like 6 in a week.
Oh.
Okay.
I had a couple. I've definitely forgotten
You'll
one.
like this one, though.
Hit me
I'm
with
at
it.
Discount Tire. There's a guy. My mom and Luna went to Discount Tire, and Luna told the guy that works there, I believe his name's Ryan. I'm 99% sure. Very cool dude. He's super into whiskey. Luna tells Ryan, I'm just going to say Ryan. Luna tells Ryan that her dad drinks whiskey for a living. And he's like, that's sad, right?
Yeah.
So
that right there is the
sad.
appropriate response.
Yeah.
Like, if I heard that.
Yeah. She's
like,
3.
Yeah. My dad drinks for a living and she's adorable.
Yeah.
And if she said that to me and I'm like, hey, honey, I know a
It'll get
contact.
better.
I'm calling Aaron and CPS is knocking on your door.
100%,
Like
dude.
100%.
Well, so I go to Discount Tire because Ricky has a leaky tire or whatever. So I take her car out of Discount because they'll fix it.
Mm-hmm.
He's working and he goes, hey, are you the guy, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, I put tires on the Audi. And I said, yeah, that's the most ratted out RS3 ever. And he starts laughing. He goes, why is that? I go, dude, he hit it with his lawnmower. And he just starts laughing, right? So we're just having conversations and we're talking.
He's a very nice guy, by the way.
He's super, super great guy. So we're sitting there chatting, just kind of shooting the shit while I wait for this tire thing to be done. Somebody walks in. You know, he's like helping customers as they come in and leave.
Very busy place.
Very busy place. And doesn't look like it would be busy because it kind of looks like a hole in the wall.
I mean, it's the place is legitimately the size of about the castle. And every time I've gone there, it's always busy. Yeah. Like I've never gone and been like, oh, wow, in and out in under an hour because there was no line.
Yeah. So as we're sitting there, I'm sitting in the chair where I can see out the window on my right. You can see, you know, let's say half the parking lot. Guy pulls in his Mustang, right? It's oh, dude, it's like a 2005 to 8-ish range, somewhere in that general vicinity.
You got that real good giggle laugh going, so this is going to be great.
Pulls in, loops to park in the first spot, gasses it, hops the fucking curb at the front of the parking spot. I mean,
there's a brick wall on the other side.
So close to the brick wall. Want to know why he didn't hit the brick wall? The
like
curb's
low side
too
on it?
high that his Mustang was teetering on the curb. And I look out there in just shock of like, he intentionally jumped his Mustang over a curb. That's just up onto the curb and just like, dude, swear to God, this old guy gets out of the driver's side, dude. If I would pay money to have this on video now. Gets out of the driver's side of the car. He's the only one in the car. Gets out the driver's side and looks at the car like, what the fuck, dude? Yeah. Confused.
It's obviously the car's fault at this point in time.
So shocked. Sees that it's stuck on the curb. Gets back in the car.
Oh no.
It just tries to back it up. Dude, it's doing a one-wheel peel.
Yep.
It's obviously not all-wheel drive.
How in no point did you pull out your phone and go, World Star?
So I did, but it was too late. Ryan, the nice guy.
Yeah.
He looked over and he's just like, he looked up and he goes, there's no way.
Not again, Fred.
There's no way. He walks out there. He helped him. They had to build a little building, under his front tire so that it would at least like it would roll onto it, get it off the curb, and then he could back up. Ryan comes back in like this takes like 15 minutes probably to get him off this curb.
It took that little amount of time.
Well, because Ryan was like, we're gonna have to call a tow truck.
Yeah,
like he's stuck. Like it's not kind of stuck. It's like literally on top of something taller than it.
They had a fork truck. That'd be great.
Yeah,
roll her right underneath a rocker, pick her up a little bit, run her off.
You're clearly gonna total that car any moment now.
Yeah,
that clearly. So he comes back in.
It's better that it happens into a wall or a curb than a person.
100%. He comes back in. And he goes, did you see that? And I go, yeah. And I go, what did he say? And he goes, thought he hit the brake pedal. Buddy, this is where we're at with old people driving that shouldn't. I'm not saying all old people. I know it sounds like a generalization. I'm saying there are a lot of people who shouldn't be driving. Now, there's young people who shouldn't be driving too. I agree. But in a few days, it's been so many old people doing this stuff. He ramped a curb in a Mustang. He came back in and he goes, those tires on that car are the original tires. It's the same model Mustang as my dad's. The newest those
like
tires could be
about 9-10 years.
No. My dad's is a 2005.
Oh, I thought your dad had
I had a 4. He had a 5.
What's Mandy's?
2005.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, I thought it was like 10 years newer.
And he goes. So if those are actually the original tires. The newest they could be in that body style is 12 years old. What are we? You're going to crash into something. That is 100% the truth, no matter what.
Oh man,
isn't that wild?
I've got a fun hot take about cars.
Okay,
I think modern cars ride too nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And go too fast.
False confidence.
Yes, because everyone drives like they are fucking Max Verstappen sitting on pole. And going for the goddamn world championship.
That's true. I agree.
It like I get so nervous when people like tailgate and stuff. Yeah. It was like, man, if I hit my brakes, you're going in the back of my car.
Yeah, without a doubt.
It was like, I think
because you'll stop faster.
It should be mandatory that everyone should have to take their vehicle once a year and do a driving course.
Yeah.
Like legitimate driving course. Like once a year, you need to schedule it, go do a driving course, and fucking learn how to drive a vehicle.
That's true.
Because people would not be as close as they are together if they actually had to do an emergency brake.
Yeah.
Because then you would see how long it actually takes for you to brake. People don't understand the stopping distance that they're doing when, like, if I'm doing 80 on the highway and people just pass me.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, if I do 85 on the highway and people are doing 90, it's like, you're driving an F-250.
Yeah.
If you hit the brakes, you're going to stop in the next fucking county.
Yeah.
You have no
on
chance.
Top of that, with like your tires, dependent on your tires
brakes,
too.
Tires,
like
everything.
And that's, people don't think about the tire thing, but like that Mustang can't stop anymore.
No.
Because it has 12-year-old tire, maybe 15-year-old tires on it.
Good thing is it doesn't really go anymore.
Hey, dude, good news. Wasn't trying to stop. Dude, he said he forgot. He thought he hit the brake pedal. Hey, man, you know how hard? If you, as an exercise at home, not on a road, maybe in your driveway, use your left foot to brake one time. If you've never done it,
you're going to kiss your steering wheel.
Smash your face on something because you don't understand how delicate your right foot is from driving with it.
Yeah.
From getting used to it. What you realize is that you think that how it works is you just do that. What that means is he hit his brake pedal like he was stomping a fucking, or he hit his gas pedal like he was stomping a brake pedal.
How you stop and go?
Dude,
it was, off or on. It's like a light switch, Dan.
I do agree with you though. Like the, you know what? Also, what I learned from motorcycles was when you go and do track days and you do these things in safer environment, they're not safer activities, they're safer environments.
Yes.
When
there's
you do
runoff,
things,
you're not going to go.
There's not oncoming traffic.
Cliff.
There's not gravel. There's not generally rain. There's not whatever. There's not usually animals or anything.
Yep.
When you do things on tracks in the safest possible environment to do those things,
controlled,
what you start to realize is it's not fun to do it in society anymore.
Yeah.
It's actually way more fun to go do it over here because you know that the consequence of crashing at 80 is not the same here as it is on the road.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to get run over or whatever. It's the exact same thing with cars. It's not as much fun to fuck around on a public road if you can go to a track.
I don't even think it's people fucking around anymore. I think it's just people like, there's such a blatant disregard for like safety on the highway, especially is where I notice it. It was like, the more highway driving I do, and I feel very crotchety when I say this because I do drive a faster car.
Yeah.
And I fucking hate when people do 90 and tailgate and just
the tailgating part's wild.
No blinkers. I mean, the farther you get to Detroit, the closer the tailgating distance gets.
Well, real traffic.
Yeah. And it's like, I get why like 9-car accidents happen because it's like one person brakes for, someone merging in front of them. And by the time it gets back to car 9, they're into the person behind and it was like, all right, cool. See you guys.
Dude, I just saw a video of somebody on the highway in like a Jeep or small SUV, mid-size SUV, whatever. And they're on the highway and they say, literally, they go, oh shit, there's a guy and a girl. And he swerves into the median and there's dead stop traffic. And he swerves into the median and stops right next to the car in front of him.
And then
the truck just comes and plows like 3 cars.
Yeah.
And when the truck hit the 3 cars, people in the comments are like, that's your fault. And it was like, what the fuck? No, that truck clearly couldn't stop.
Yeah.
Which means the truck actually had enough momentum to move 3 vehicles.
But he also kind of set that guy up. Because
the other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what are you supposed to do? He didn't take the impact for himself.
I know. So
he was going seemingly the right speed to have stopped in a controlled manner and looked in his rear view and was like, that truck's not stopping. Yeah. I'm out of here.
That's what happened to Gabby. She was parked, like basically stopped.
Yeah.
And then waiting for traffic to clear and the guy behind her wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
Just clipped her. By clipped her, I mean, he absolutely ran that Jeep into the back of her Outback, and I don't know how the airbags didn't go off.
Dude, Subarus?
Safe as hell, man.
Listen, if you want to hit deer that are dead on the side of the road at speed, 4Runner.
Yeah.
If you want to survive
a crashes,
Subarus.
Or Volvos.
Volvos?
I think it's like the S60 or something like that.
Those are gone. Isn't Volvo dead?
No.
They still make cars?
Brand new ones.
Yeah, that'd be the definition.
That's true. Hear me out.
No, dude. No, man, they only release 5-year-old models now.
Hear me out. Duh. Second off, they're like the really ritzy soccer mom vehicle. It's like a Volvo.
Saab went out.
Saab is gone. Yes.
Saab went out. I don't feel like I've seen a new Volvo in 8 years.
They're really expensive.
Well, Volvo is it Italian?
That doesn't feel right.
No, but they're not American.
I think it's European. Like,
isn't Italy in Europe?
Like, Well, okay. I feel like it's a Scandinavian country. Is Volvo.
Oh, that feels
Like Norwegian or
exotic.
something? I don't know.
Norwegian?
I don't know. I don't know.
There's no way Norwegians make
You
cars.
know what? We
dude.
don't have someone to
Hey,
fact
Google,
check.
we need Jamie. Luke! Where's Luke when we need him?
Okay, Google. Where's Volvo?
Yeah,
from?
porn. What?
Well, let me Google that.
Dude, while you're Googling that, this Doc Swinson's I'm drinking now is the French oak cask. Toasted French oak. Straight bourbon whiskey.
Volvo is from Sweden.
Really good.
So it is Scandinavian.
Oh. The Scandinavian flick, they call it.
I'm drinking the old Jack Daniel's single barrel proof from Independent Joe.
Is that fantastic?
It's real good.
Yeah. I'm excited
anyways,
to compare the different ones.
I think it's like the S60 or something like that.
It's safe?
There's no confirmed death from an accident. in one of
What?
those. Yeah.
That's actually wild.
Yeah. It's
You know-
like the safest car ever made.
What they genuinely, I also think that they should give all high school kids that start to drive the same exact vehicle. The government should give it to them. I don't know, somebody else.
It's gotta be like
An S60 apparently.
No,
Like-
it's got to be like a Geoprism. Like just
No.
a
Those aren't
tiny
safe.
little-
Lots of people
Yeah,
died in those.
But no, you're thinking Cavalier.
But anything with the word Geo in front of it, lots of people died in those. Like it
Probably.
doesn't matter.
it's got to be like a go-kart on steroids. Though.
No.
It just barely does 60.
I know it. Dude, they need forerunners,
They can't go highway.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still on track. Buddy,
It's too big, though.
75 was the whole way. Just
Yeah, but if I get
Plowed by one?
T-boned by a Forerunner, it's gonna hurt.
yeah.
It needs to be a smaller car.
It can't be a smaller car because they'll die. This is how cars work.
Yeah, but if all of the accidents are smaller cars on smaller cars,
Old people drive whatever they want.
That's true.
Yeah, we're back to the problem.
But I think I would guarantee more accidents happen from youth than old people.
Oh, that'd be an interesting statistic.
Yeah.
Luke, look that up, dude.
Luke's not here. We don't have a Luke.
Luke's on vacation. He could be here.
What the fuck?
He could be ditching his family vacation. He could be here
That's
on
true.
vacation.
He's like playing golf
Yeah.
and stuff.
Oh, dude, that I don't know. See, the problem is what I don't feel like we've realized.
I'm not saying it needs to be like an unsafe car. Like it should be a safe car.
What if we take the turbo off the S60?
They probably make that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
like
got to
a
be
diesel,
slow as hell.
fucking diesel engine.
Yes. Make you learn the hard way that you
Yeah.
got to warm up your glow plugs in the wintertime.
Hey, not everyone has to deal with that.
No, but you will for 18-year-old S60s.
Nice diesel engine.
Oh, dude.
Mid-sized car.
They can't drive anywhere because diesel's $8 a gallon.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
I found my favorite
them's the brakes, man.
I found my favorite new shorts creator on YouTube.
Okay.
There's no way you haven't seen this guy. He acts like construction workers. He only films in gas stations almost. You haven't seen this
I've
guy?
never seen it.
Bigger dude, like heavier set dude, always wears Carhartt, always has like a hard hat, like a yellow hard hat on. Not every, but most of his shorts are filmed in gas stations from the attendant's point of view.
Mm.
And so everyone is him reenacting a customer at a gas station. So
I've
like
never seen
small
this.
locals or like, the construction worker on lunch. Every time he walks up, he's like, give me 5 on diesel, $20 scratcher. Every time. But he fills in like a bunch of other shit.
Yeah.
But every time he's like 5 on diesel, the guy's like, where are you going? To the next pump? And he goes, what the hell's the price at now? The guy's like, dude, diesel's like $7 a gallon. He's like, highway robbery. Every time. It's the funniest, dude. He's the best. I have no idea what his name is. I watch him every night. I watch his shorts
Where are you
every
going?
night.
Next
Dude. Oh, I love him so much. But that's diesel super. There are fast diesel trucks, but not fast diesel cars.
Like turbo diesels, though.
Yeah, those trucks cost $100,000. So we're safe there.
I'm saying no turbo diesel engines. You're basically driving a fucking tractor.
I feel like we saw that would maybe like a metal encased tractor is the move, dude. You can go 14.
Yeah.
And you can't hit anybody because they'll move.
Yeah,
out
they
of
should
the
have
way.
governors. They should
Yeah.
only be able to do 45.
Just like Luna's quad. I have a little set screw in there.
Yep.
The throttle can only go so far.
We set it to 45.
Holy shit, do we need
And
this?
you were the 16-year-old doing like 120.
I was.
Yeah.
This is how I know we need it.
Yeah.
In a Jetta, dude. It wasn't like I had a freaking crazy
You
sports
did in the
car.
Mustang
Yeah, that's true.
with a cast on.
Yeah.
Mistakes were made.
Yeah. First ticket I ever got, 16 in about 5 days.
Yeah. And then about 3 weeks later, you almost lost your license.
I did lose it. About 4 months later, actually. I didn't make it 1 year. I lost it pre-17.
Oh, man.
I lost it, and I didn't do shit wrong almost ever. What I did do was cops hated me.
But you also had a couple tickets. And then
A lot of
like
tickets.
now, like if a couple of those you'd have probably got away with being older.
Without a doubt, not being a
like
high
the
schooler.
45 and the
I got
35.
rear-ended and got a 3-pointer, dude. I got rear-ended at a stop sign that I was stopped at and got a 3-pointer. They came from downtown. He's heating up, dude. The cop was from NBA Jam. It was the craziest shit ever.
Shout out to Tyler Haddon.
Bent the subframe in my Jetta, dude, and I got a fucking ticket. You know what I did after I got that ticket? Drove
Dunkin'
my
Donuts.
fat ass to Dunkin' Donuts and bought a dozen and skipped school.
Yep, I remember.
Holy shit.
I
That
met
was
you in
a
the
bad
parking
day
lot
of my
and you were
life.
like, got rear-ended. I'm going to get donuts.
That rocked the shit out of that poor little car. And then I drove that car almost the whole time through college.
Yeah.
We drifted that car with 5 people in it,
Yes.
and it was front wheel drive. I look back on those things and I go, I gotta teach Holden some shit.
Did you get the R after R32? What was your next car after
What
that?
was my next? The Mach?
You get the Mach. You got the Mach and the R32.
The red R32.
Yep.
And then
Then the
sold
Golf
those.
R.
Yep.
Yep.
Then the Audi. And you know what was my least favorite of all those? The S4.
Really?
The Audi S4 is my least favorite. No, the red R32 is my least favorite. And then the S4.
You just didn't like the transmission on that.
What?
The R32, I thought.
No, that red R32 is like the slowest car. It was like it's a little faster than my
VR6.
4Runner. Yeah. Naturally aspirated, like 200 horsepower.
What do we got? We got 51 minutes on the clock.
We did a good job.
Anything else you want to talk about right now in your life?
Okay, I would like to just really quick, because Tommy's going to be like, you got to pull that down because you said this thing about old people. What I think is within reason, we should give all old people Teslas that can self-drive. And we should give all high schoolers the safest, slowest vehicle until they're older. I feel like those
about
are
24.
Yeah. Whenever that thing develops in your brain, the
Yeah.
big thing, yeah. Whenever that
Frontal
is.
lobe.
And it's mid-20s. It's
Yeah.
not early.
Yeah, it is.
Women get that thing at like 17. They got it all figured out. Dudes get it at like 74. We're like, holy shit.
I think at like 30, dudes finally get that. Something clicks. You're like,
I
oh.
was thinking about that the other day. I did hear somebody say, what was your favorite age that you've lived so far?
Oh.
I'd say 30, 100%.
You think 30?
Not 20s. Fuck that.
I think like 28.
Really?
Yeah. Later
Mm.
20s.
I think 30 on the dot. I'm 34.
I was pretty
so I
much a
haven't
put
gotten
together
farther.
adult at like 28.
See, that's what I think. There's like a balance between nothing like went sideways in those like 3 years, right?
Yeah.
I feel like the older you get, the better you get, as long as you're not a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like,
give
you
or
should
take.
be like,
You're saying like better person or
yeah,
what?
like you
Okay.
should be able to like reflect better. You should be more
Yeah.
introspective as you get older. You learn more things. I get literally, imagine like how I learn shit every day almost, right?
Well, it's because you're dumb.
Right. But imagine 2 years of learning shit.
Yeah.
That's a lot for me.
Yeah, there's a lot.
So for me, those 2 years, heavy benefits, dude. A lot of geography.
All right. We talked about almost
Cheers.
nothing whiskey. Hopefully, you
Don't
guys-
sell whiskey on Etsy.
Yeah.
That's what we learned.
Hey,
That's
if you guys are
crazy.
still here, know that these Fridays are pretty much just going to be us ranting and raving and talking about what happened in our lives.
I got a whiskey topic for the next one.
Perfect.
Probably like a longer form.
Solid time to pitch that.
No, it's for the next one.
The end of this
I
one.
wanted to rant about old people for a minute.
That's
I've
fair.
got 7 old stories on my phone, dude. They're all about old people, every one of them. I had to tell you about the Mustang guy. I've been waiting on that for weeks.
Shoot, I forgot to pull one story out of you.
What?
We'll leave it on the Luna and geography,
What was that?
like roads and stuff. What were you talking about?
Fuck.
What? You said I've got a story for you.
Did I write it down?
I think you got it wrote down.
I said I wrote it down.
I think so.
Then I got it in my notes. Hold
Check
on,
your
we'll
notes.
see.
Check the notes. Check it. You got to have this in there. We talked about it. And you're like, I'm gonna.
Oh, I
I
forgot
need
some
to
of these.
say this on a podcast.
Huh.
Is it in there? You said
Nothing about Luna in there. There's a good fireworks story in there from the 4th.
okay. Well, that's gonna be well placed in the end of July.
That's perfect then. We live next to the person who implemented the ordinance for the county for like going to sleep. It's 10 p.m. here. We went to the fireworks.
Tell me they lit them off.
July 4th.
I'm trying to sign off here, and you're telling more
This
stories.
is the last one. It's a TLDR.
All right, TLDR.
We go to the fireworks, the big fireworks downtown. It had a great time. It was like such a great time. The kids loved it. Luna fell asleep watching the fire. It was wild. It was like there are these times in your life as you get older, you realize like it'll never be like you just perfectly in a moment.
Mhm.
That was like this perfectly in a moment with the kids, with Ricky, just amazing, right?
That's very introspective, Daniel.
I'm a very introspective person. People
Yeah.
don't think that, but it was beautiful. We come home, the kids are like pissed because it's like 11 and they go to bed at 8.
Yeah.
Usually 8 to 9. We get home. Lori, my mother-in-law, had given us a firework for Holden. And she goes, hey, just that's bigger than you think it's going to be. Like, it's way bigger than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Just a heads up. And I'm like, all right. It's one of those freaking sparkler things. Like, it's not bigger than anybody thinks it's going to be. It's just going to shoot sparks higher, right?
Mm-hmm.
We get home at 11. I hate, mind you, when people light off fireworks at home. It just, the dogs hate it, especially if it's like 11 or midnight. Shut up and go to, like, the kids are trying to sleep. You're waking my kids up.
Yeah.
Ordinance guy lives next door. 10 p.m. noise ordinance in this village.
It's dark
county.
at 9:30 though.
Yeah. Yep. Well, there's a motocross track. You know this, but there's a motocross track right there.
It's
they were
half mile
having
away.
crazy loud parties.
Send it
all night.
Oh, nice.
And so it's like, you can't do that. There are like people are trying to go to bed and you're partying and that shit's loud.
I will say from that side, like they don't know it. Like
they don't know who it's affecting.
Yeah,
at all.
it's super secluded back in there.
So get home and to cheer the kids up because they were like really not in good moods.
Yeah.
I go, you know what? Before we go to bed real quick, we'll just light this one firework.
One final firework.
One firework.
Yep.
I told Holden, I go, you can light it, dude. I'll go set it up with you. We'll run back together. We're good. It's like a sparkler, dude. It's literally this big around. It's this tall. It's nothing crazy.
Yeah.
We go, we light it. So it does say on the thing 12. So I'm like, there's 12 sparklers in there. Yep. Holden lights it. We get behind the pool. Holden or Ricky and Luna on the deck.
God knows you didn't read it.
Swear to God, it sends a fucking mortar straight to the sky. And that mortar goes, shh. Boom, just the loudest boom, dude. I've like actual mortars that were smaller. Yep. This had 12 that we can't stop it. And I looked at Ricky and I go, the cops are coming.
You were warned.
The cops are coming, dude. Oh, dude, it lit 12 off, one after another, and there's no mistaking where these lights are coming from.
America!
Oh, dude, Holden was terrified. He's like, the cops are gonna come. And I'm like, our neighbor, I'm getting a text from that neighbor and that neighbor. What the hell are you guys doing? It's 11:30 at night. We ran in the house. I'm like, we'll deal with that tomorrow. Everybody get in the house now. Shut the lights off.
Yeah.
That was my fireworks story.
Oh, I might as well tell mine while we're here. So we're at Aaron and Katie's. His parents have done fireworks like professionally. They pyrotechnicians for a long time. They're out of it now. They just they help a guy out and they sell fireworks.
Sure.
So they brought some fireworks over for their kids and like little ones. I was lighting them off in the backyard. I was just setting a couple up, lighting them. I mean, like the biggest one went maybe 20 feet in the air. Sure. Like just like the sprinkler type of showers,
like
and
sparkler,
sparks, like what you're talking about.
Yeah, what I thought ours was.
Yes, Aaron hands me this one. Whoa, all right, last one. We got
Aaron's also a tricky motherfucker.
So it is a tube. Yeah, it's the handle, and then there's like a bloody axe coming off of it. And he hands me this. Goes, I'd take that one a little bit farther and light it up. He goes, all right, cool. And I start walking, and I'm reading this thing.
That's a good idea. I should have done that.
Responsible.
Yeah.
So I'm reading it, and then I get all the way out there. I spin around and go, I'm not lighting this, you asshole. Second sentence says, be sure to bury this tube halfway down in sand.
Oh, it's a real mortar.
Yes, it's
a real
actually
mortar.
shooting a mortar or two off out of this tube. And he's like, not gonna lie, really happy you read that because I didn't. I go, you handed it to me.
He's gonna blow your hand off.
No. It was, I'm going to set it down and walk away, but I would not have buried it.
Right. So it tipped over.
If it would have tipped over
general
with the
directions. Yeah. That's terrifying.
Yeah. And I go,
damn.
It would have definitely fell over, shot at us.
Dude, the first one would have went at an angle. The second one would have went straight with the plane of the earth.
I told him, I go, it would have probably landed in your upper, like the second story window, shot into that and just boom, into a fireball of a bedroom.
Amazing. Well, Aaron and I,
he's lit off probably more
amount.
Fireworks than anyone you know too, because we used to go and set up all the racks and light them off and stuff, and it's terrible.
Fireworks are fun as long as you're
not when you're doing it,
as long as you're paying attention to what you're doing.
Yeah,
and it's not, dude. Fireworks as a job would suck.
Yeah,
fireworks
because they were like they legitimately lit them off. It wasn't like the Bay City where they're lighting them with detonated fuel. It was they're standing in full turnout gear. And lighting them with flares. So
one by or like in a certain order.
So they're series.
Dude, no,
so you'd light off
awful.
a series of mortars. So it's like, but they're in literally full turnout gear, head to toe. So in case anything like rains down on them, they're not.
That's terrifying.
Yeah,
that doesn't sound like fun.
Aaron goes, it's the worst.
That sounds awful. You're hot as shit.
Oh yeah,
it's July.
It's July. It's not January when you're wearing that shit. Anyways, That's going to be we're ticking the hour.
We did it,
right
dude.
there.
1 hour on the dot. This is on Spotify. It's on YouTube. It's on Google Podcasts. Those
I'm
are
not
the three
editing
so
this.
far.
An AI is going to be editing this, so
Yeah.
we'll see how this goes.
There's nothing that need to be cut.
Really nothing. Chris Hart wasn't
Multi-cam
here.
shot.
Shocker.
Yeah, no R bombs.
We'll see you guys in like a week or two.